Alright, this video is going to cover the Sunset Path Part 1 of Hammerfight. It starts off with this semi-cinematic here. And this is missions only available if you take the Silent Rock option from the intro. Also, I just want to mention, make sure to check the video description, because I'll be writing a full campaign guide for Hammerfight, and you'll be able to find a link for it in the description, so check that out, and you'll find more about mission progression in there. Okay, so something about this level, and the game, unfortunately, this game is kind of buggy. I don't know what the deal with it is, but this level I had to actually restart maybe 5 to 7 times before it actually worked. Things kept happening where basically the ship that we were about to escort here crashes repeatedly, and for whatever reason I wasn't recording at the time I was playing those missions, and when I started recording, all of a sudden it started working, so I don't know what the deal was with that, if it had anything to do with it, but either way, so expect some kind of frustration there, unfortunately. Hopefully that does get patched at one point, though. Alright, so this level, you're going to have this sword, which is vastly different from the mace, considering that it's more of a close-range weapon, and on top of that, you don't have that kind of gap between your vessel and the weapon itself where enemies can kind of get in. Not to mention, you can do more of a stabbing maneuver by just flying in the direction that your sword is currently pointing in real quick to basically cut an enemy with it. And what you need to do here is hang around above the worm. You kind of want to move to left and right. Let your ally here kind of draw as many bees as possible, and go ahead and just cut them up while you have some free time. Also, don't worry about running into the worm boat too much. You can't really damage it, although you can end up messing it up in other ways if you hit it too hard, so just be careful, kind of, though. But if you see an enemy that's attacking it, it's best to, just cut the enemy off the ship and not really worry too much about damaging it, since you can't do any damage to it. Although if you let the bees hit it, they'll start damaging it. And pretty much, as you can see, we're done now. It's really about 1.5 minutes worth of defending this vessel before mission's complete. Although you just don't see the timer, really. As you see, we passed the level pretty well. And we've unlocked the cathode, which is only unlocked by doing the Silent Rock series of levels, which differentiate. And I'll cover the Society Freedom levels as well separately. Alright, this video is going to cover the second part of the Sunset Path in Chapter 1 of Hammerfight. Basically, this is sort of a continuation of the whole defend the ship from bees thing, except now, this time around, you're going to face larger bees, including these light, or I guess they're called light bees, maybe, I don't know. But they're golden in color, and you'll see them very soon, and they're pretty dangerous. And it follows similar strategies before. You want to hang around on top, above the worm transport in order to keep it from drawing the attention of the bees itself. And that way the bees just follow you around. Also, as you can see, the bees, their body parts can still deal damage when they fall. So it can be helpful if you kill the bees somewhere other than directly over the worm ship itself, so they don't hit it. However, it doesn't really seem to be a big enough deal. We see in this case, if it hits him a couple times, but it'll end up surviving anyways. So as long as it's not taking excess damage in other ways, then it'll be fine. As you can see now, I've got 2 of those gold bees I was mentioning earlier following me. And the thing with them, as you just saw, is if you puncture their tail ends, they explode and do heavy damage to you. So you want to kill them by hitting their heads so that their explosive body falls away. That can be difficult to do, so you can either just let your ally get their attention, or alternatively, you can also it's more of a close range weapon, and on top of that, you just try kiting them along until the end of the level, as you can see, because it was just a very short mission. It was only about a minute and 15 seconds worth of actual escorting, maybe a little bit longer. That your sword is currently pointing in. We managed to accrue a nice bit of glory from that.